Maggie Krol for Fight Day, sitting alongside UFC President Dana White. Very excited, happy, fired up, and you're even giving away Joe Silva's number. Do you think he'll be happy about that?
Too bad if he's not. That's what he does. He's, this guy claims he's got a bunch of great fighters. We're looking for great fighters. Joe's going to have to talk to him.
Now, being in Canada today, more specifically Calgary for the first time, things are moving. Fans are really receiving this very well. What are your future plans for Canada? You guys have many events here. Do you see maybe a Canadian circuit starting up? Is that something in the future?
Well, I know Canada is its own country, but I look at Canada and the United States as the same, except the people are nicer up here. All the cities are really cool. The media is nicer up here, but the weather sucks. Other than that, I think of the United States and Canada as the same place. So I don't think we'll really have a Canadian league, but there's a ton of talent coming out of Canada and has always come out of Canada. So I think that the market here is just going to get better and better as far as fighters and fans.
You guys are very vocal about traveling to different countries and really opening up the UFC to more fans. You talking about possibly going to France, but you're going to China. And is there a reason why that fight specifically is on Fuel TV? Is it to just see how the market goes, to see if you can put on bigger pay-per-view events there?
No, I mean Fuel TV is a network that's pumping like 24/7 UFC. I mean they're getting big fights. They're getting a lot of the international fights. It's on Fuel TV because that's the way it was designed to work.
So let's talk about the fight that's going on this Saturday, UFC 149, a card that was kind of falling apart. But after the press conference today, you're very happy. The fans seem very happy and excited. So obviously there's going to be a good night on Saturday. Let's talk about the co-main event, Hector Lombard versus Tim Boetsch. How do you see that fight playing out? They're both very heavy-handed fighters. Do you see it ending quickly?
It could. It's one of those fights that could end quickly either way. I mean, Hector Lombard has a 25-fight win streak, which is unheard of in this sport. And he's got knockout power in both hands. All he does is move forward. And Boetsch just beat Yushin Okami, who's one of the best 185-pounders in the UFC ever. And it's a lottery ticket for Boetsch. If Boetsch can weather this storm and end up knocking out Hector Lombard, which Boetsch has fought many times in the UFC. This is Hector's first time, and let me tell you what, the UFC jitters are real. It really happens to people, and he's in the co-main event. So in the 185-pound division has never been more exciting than it is right now. So, yeah, I'm pumped.
So this is a big test for Hector Lombard.
Yeah, and for Boetsch.
Let's talk about the main event, Uriah Faber versus Renan Barão for the interim title. Spoke to Renan Barão a couple days ago, and he said he will not be active if he were to win on Saturday. What do you think of that? I know you want them both to stay active. You'd like to see that.
Well, it's up to them. We'll see what happens. I mean, he wins on Saturday. He can focus on Dominic Cruz. He can take another fight. We'll see what happens. I mean, guys say things here the day before the fight. We'll see what happens when he gets back down in Brazil. And if Jose Aldo continues to fight, he'll want to fight on a card that he's on. The list goes on and on. So who knows? We'll see what happens.
Okay, thank you so much. And overall, how do you see the fight playing out for the interim title this weekend?
Well, I can tell you this. Again, I was talking about unbeaten streaks. This kid's on Renan Barão is on a 30-fight win streak. He's always exciting, but he's going up against Uriah Faber. Guy defended his title 5 times. The only guy to beat current champ Cruz. 21 of his 26 fights, he's stopped his opponents. This is no easy task for Renan Barão. And again, experience, I think, plays a big factor in this fight. Uriah has been in a million big fights. This is another big fight for him. This is Renan Barão's first time in a main event and facing a guy like Uriah Faber.
Do you think the pressure would get to him?
I think pressure is definitely a factor. We'll see. We'll see what this kid's made of and what he's got. His 30-fight win streak is impressive. He comes out of Aldo's camp. He's always exciting. We'll see what he's made of Saturday.
Thank you so much.